everybody. This is Jeff Veale, the business guru, with another wonderful guest with 15 minutes of fame. If you'd like your 15 minutes of fame, why not reach out, guys? Think about it. We'll put you across all these different platforms all over the world. Your Reddits, your Quoras, your Facebook groups, your LinkedIn, and of course, YouTube with all your social media links, and potentially put you in front of thousands of people, some of who could become your client, right? We do all this for free. Right, so no need to pay $30,000 for a TV ad or $10,000 for radio spots. Just come on the show. The invitation's there for you guys, so reach out. Got a wonderful guest today, all the way from California. And it's evening time for her, but morning time for me. And her name is, I love your name, it's Dharma Rebecca Thunder. And she's owner and co-founder of a company called Spiritual Dynamics Consortium. It's in the wellness industry, and combined they've done this for a mere 26 years, guys. So that's why she looks so good. They might know something about wellness. So why don't you reach out, have a cup of coffee. It costs you nothing, guys. Think about this, guys. The opportunity in life. It costs you nothing to reach out to people like this lovely lady and find out more about wellness and life and have a chat, right? You don't know what you don't know, is what my coach used to tell me. The description of the business, Spiritual Dynamics Consortium, is a transformational experience company that helps, my eyes are based out in the water, high-performing individuals break free from anxiety, self-doubt, and emotional blocks and reclaim their clarity. And that's what we all need, guys. Confidence and personal power through immersive experiences grounded in breathwork, somatic practices, and deep resilience work. Empowerment dynamics guides people through profound inner shifts that go beyond mindset, unlocking the freedom to lead bold, aligned, and purposeful-driven lives. So, guys, you want to live the best life you can, and I just keep telling you, you don't know what you don't know. So reach out to experts and find out a little bit more about all this. Key achievements or projects. Honoured as Rising Conciliations awardee and featured at the 2000 Oscars viewing party. Quoted in a book by Leslie Katz, which was gifted to the official Oscars viewing party. And there's a lot more here, guys. I'm just having a look. Keynote speaker, invited to speak at some TEDx platforms, creative resilience code and empowered mastery. It goes, it's like a novel, guys. And her personal philosophy is an awesome one. You're not broken, you're becoming. Your breath is your power. When you reclaim it, you reclaim yourself. So isn't that a nice one, guys? Interesting fact, surviving a trauma, she literally had to relearn how to walk. The wild part, it wasn't physical, it was stress. Wow, that's amazing. Doctors told me it was all in my head, and they were kind of right. That moment, cracked everything open. Now I teach people how to rise from the inside out. And yes, I can still strut in my heels. I'm sure you look good at strutting in those heels. It's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage, and I'm going to go back up to the top, and I'll welcome to the stage, Dharma Thunder. How are you, Dharma?
I am doing amazing. Thank you so much for that very lovely introduction, Jeff. That's amazing. Thank you.
It's in my bottle of scotch like you promised me. Here we go. Let's get the show underway. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path. Where did it all begin?
It all began as a very young child, where I actually lived in an extremely adverse family. And I was taught behavioral patterns that would later set me up to self-sabotage and doubt myself in every single thing that I would do. And it was taught to me by my immediate family. And who do we trust the most? Our immediate family.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult for me to break free. I tried therapy, I tried coaching, and none of it would help other than just solidify the trauma that I had already experienced. And that's when I realized, when my daughter at the dinner table told me, "I'm not going to eat, Mom, because you're not eating," I realized that I needed to make a shift. I needed to figure out a better way to make a better role model for her, to make sure that I did not repeat the same patterns. And when I ended up paralyzed on my right side, I was literally hospitalized.
How old were you?
That was 16 years ago.
Yeah. How old were you at that time, roughly?
Well, I am 54 minus 16, so
Well, I'm not good
if
at
you do
maths.
the math, I don't remember.
I left school
I
at
don't
14.
remember. I don't remember. I think I was about 38.
Yeah,
I must
fair
have been
enough.
about
Wow.
38.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Prime of your life. That's happening to you.
Yes. And I was a triathlete. I would be running, swimming,
Wow.
doing all of these things, and all of a sudden I couldn't move.
So you're doing everything right, and then all of a sudden, bang.
Bang.
Did it happen gradually or overnight or what?
Actually, we were sitting in the living room and I was looking at my husband and I said, something's wrong.
Wow.
And I just started to kind of collapse in the chair and I was like,
Unbelievable.
something's not right. And he
Ah,
got me in the car. And by the time we arrived at the ER, I could barely walk.
goodness.
And
Yeah,
then they kept me for 3 days.
it's
They
like
couldn't
someone
find
flipped the
out what was
switch.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they thought I had an aneurysm. They literally thought there
Well,
was
you would.
something going on.
Well, of course, you would think something like that. It sounds to
Yeah.
me like a stroke. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what they thought, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, it's incredible. Going back to your trauma, I got to share this one with our guests. Uh, I'm so fortunate. I had a motivational speaker when I was 6. Imagine that, guys. Imagine you had your
Wow.
own Tony Robbins or something when you're 6. And my motivational speaker was my stepfather, right? And he would tell me, he'd comb my hair every morning, as parents do before you go to school, and he'd tell me, shit, you're an ugly kid. I go, oh, thank you for that. That's fantastic.
Thank you. That's great.
Yeah, so I'd go after school thinking, oh, I'm an ugly kid. And then to make it worse, I had glasses. So I'd get to school and the other kids would bash me up and call me four eyes or frog eyes. Right? So I learned
Yeah.
real quick to take my glasses off as I left the house. I'd hide them in the grass at the nearest telegraph pole and pick them up on the way back. The downside of that was when I went to school, I couldn't properly see the blackboard, couldn't see half the questions. So for the next few years, I was considered the dumb kid. I couldn't answer the question because I couldn't see them. But I didn't tell anyone that. So I decided it's not for me. I left school at 14. My mother said one day, if you don't like it here, get out. I said, see you later. I'll be gone in 10 minutes. So I packed my bag. I left home, left school, and the rest is history. I became like a Fonzie. I did things my way. But getting back to this, that's awesome. Tell me, what's been the most challenging aspect of your work and how have you overcome it?
Well, I think the most challenging aspect of my work would be is that when you become an entrepreneur,
Yes,
it is different than having a hobby.
absolutely. Big difference, huge
It
difference.
is a very big difference. And to pivot and to really take that on and take on the responsibility of what it means to be an entrepreneur, it just is a completely different branding. It
Yes,
is a very different responsibility.
yeah,
And because I wanted to make sure that what it is that we are offering is taken seriously, I knew I needed transition from being a hobby to really, this is a real entrepreneurship. That was probably the hardest thing for me to do because I like seeing clients. I don't like the admin work.
fair enough. You know your strengths and your weaknesses, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's why you have someone at the back end helping you, someone who's on the same journey as you. Tell us about an important moment in your career that made you pivot and change your direction totally.
I believe the moment where I helped out in the corporate world as a human resources director,
Yes,
and the feedback and insight to really care for the employees and care for the company and finding that right culture. I think the shift came when after COVID, things just got very complicated
absolutely. A lot of
and
people,
very
people, people, people,
political.
people didn't want to come back to work for a start.
Well, it was more than that. It was
Yeah,
more that people were so stressed out. People were so traumatized from this entire COVID experience, the lockdown. You can't talk to anybody, isolation, and
yeah,
6 feet
sure.
apart.
Yeah, mental
The
weekends.
mental, yes, the mental health and the stress impact of all of the employees were kind of forgotten. And that's when I realized is that no, I gotta go out and really help people
Make a difference.
recover.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's awesome. In your opinion, what are the key qualities and skills that have helped contribute to your success?
Well, I would probably say, first of all, my life.
Yeah,
The second part would be the fascination and curiosity of what actually drives a human to do what we do, which is not necessarily what we think it is. So, getting really into the studies of our nervous system, the neurology, how do we actually respond?
yeah,
Um, Therapy, psychology. I have a clinical psychology. I am a life coach. I'm certified in both. Why isn't it working? And studying and understanding
yes,
why using myself, first of all, as a test pilot to say,
get
is it
that.
really
Yeah,
working? And then realizing that shifting moments like, oh my goodness, that's the key. And then starting actually coaching and working with clients and taking my own my own resilience code framework for a test run with volunteers to find out does it really work, and the results were so profound that the study of that's the answer.
fair enough. Tell me, how do you, in your industry, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field? What's your secret?
My secret is every time I see a client succeed, every single time I hear their success story, that's why I'm doing it. That's literally what keeps me motivated.
It's like a
I always
light
ask,
bulb, isn't it? Light bulb moments
well, yeah, but it's
when they
also
wake up and they see the light.
exactly when they smile and they're like, oh, I have this one client. The very first conversation, she could not have a full conversation.
Wow.
She kept bouncing through different places and she kept crying. She just couldn't keep it
Oh goodness.
together. She
Yeah.
was so distraught. And I was, do you even remember? And she was like, I was so messed up. I was not able, diagnosed with a brain injury, medicated with severe
Wow.
anxiety.
Yeah.
And now she's back literally creating her own music. She's back in the music studio recording.
Fantastic.
That is just,
Fantastic.
but not just that. I always ask, how is it working out for you? What can we do to make
Make it better.
sure that you
Yeah.
get what I want, the constructive feedback as well, so
Absolutely.
that I can, that's how I keep staying agile, innovative. What is it that I don't know and what do I need to find out?
My clients, I tell my clients, you've got two free calls a month, use them so we can get together, collaborate. What's working? What's not working? Let's do less of that. Let's
Exactly.
do more of the stuff that's working. And let's try something,
Exactly.
let's pivot, let's do something new, you know. So it's all about that, right? And you haven't got, like me, you haven't got a job, you've got a passion. And when you've got a passion, guys, it's so much fun because you just turn up for work every day with a smile because you're gonna meet your clients and it's contagious. It
If it
really
is.
is. Um, Tell us about a recent project or achievement you're particularly proud of, please.
Well, the most recent would need to be that I am in conversations to start a nonprofit that's going to help individuals come out of human trafficking.
Wow, that's really awesome. Yeah, there's certainly a need.
Yes, I was asked to get into this,
Yeah, they're very
and
big on
those
that here in
conversations,
the Philippines. Of course, they're very big on that. Very, very big on that. Right.
yes.
And I guess the same for a lot of our other third world countries and other places like that. So that's a great mission. Right. How's that going for you? Going all right?
Well, yeah, it is almost as if the universe has come together and everything is starting to fall into place and things are
I love that
literally
when that
coming
happens.
out of the woodwork. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, it is. I'm very, very proud to be able to support and help in that project.
Well, I hope this show today goes out around the world and helps you even more to do what you're doing. Tell me, what advice would you give someone aspiring to be in your footsteps, a younger version of you? What would you tell them?
Never give up.
That's a great one. That's one of my mantras. Never give up. It's chicken and feathers,
Never give
guys.
up.
Trust the
Life,
process. Trust the
life is a
process.
bitch.
Yeah,
Life is a bitch. It's
absolutely.
not fair.
And then you
And
marry
it's
one.
just,
I'm kidding.
it's just, you're going to have good days and bad days. But you know
Absolutely.
what? Never ever give up because we fail forward.
Yeah,
In order
that's
for
right.
us to succeed, we have to fail. Think
Yeah,
of it this way. As a baby, how did you learn how to walk?
that's right.
We never ever thought about it twice. We
That's
just
right.
kept on
Yeah, you
trying.
fell down and you
E-
just grabbed the side of the lounge.
Exactly.
You know,
A family tracked their son. How many times did he have to try before he was able to walk?
yeah.
3,000 plus times.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah, that's determination. Right. And like, you go to the supermarket, Mum, can I have a chocolate? No. Can I have a chocolate, Mum? Mum, can I have a chocolate?
Squeaky wheel.
Here, here's your bloody chocolate. Right. Tell me, looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future?
My goals, boy, my goals is just to be happy and help as many people as I
That's
possibly
a big one.
can. That
That's
is
a
my
big one.
goal.
That's it.
Yeah,
When you're happy, you're in a great space, right?
exactly. My desperation, boy, still looking for the right place to retire, have not settled yet.
Yeah, don't retire.
So
Never retire. Don't retire. Just keep going. Just keep going.
I know. It's
Keep
just
going. Keep going.
exactly.
Unfortunately, a lot of men retire at 65, the mandatory age in Australia. And honest to God, 60% of them are dead within 12 months because they don't have any purpose in life. Women, on the other hand, by the way, they network, they share their problems, they're very open. Men keep everything internally. They go down to the
Yes.
back shed and hit the bottle and all sorts of stuff like that. Then they feel, woe is me, and the suicide comes into things. All that stuff, guys. Don't retire. Get a
Yep.
hobby. If you're going to do anything at all, get a hobby. If you like fishing, go fishing. If you
There's
like,
so many things you can do. If you want to know what to do as a guy, as a
yeah,
male that is wanting to kind of transition out, I am not kidding. There are so many opportunities for you.
absolutely, thousands of them.
So loads of them. I
Yeah,
have
just
just
got to make a
already
move.
3 that I can think of.
Yeah, there's heaps of them, heaps and heaps and heaps.
Yes.
Join groups, be a volunteer. I tell you what's very, very, very enlightening. My girl and I, on our birthdays every year, we go to an old folks' home instead of spending money on ourselves, and we buy them a meal. We ring up the organisation and say, how many people you got? 60. How much does the meal cost? They'll make it or buy it. $10 a head, $600. Okay, we're in. We're going to come next Tuesday. And we go there, and there's people in their 80s and 90s, and their eyes light up when they see you. Sit down with them and have a conversation. Guys, it changes your life. We cut the big cakes. We don't take any. We're not here to brag about it. We don't take any pictures or anything like that. We just go, and it's just such a bloody, wholesome experience. You come away thinking, "Wow, what a day! What a day!"
Exactly. Yes.
And these
Yeah, I
people,
used to do that in Germany.
yeah. And the funny thing is, some of these people in their 80s and 90s, their kids have stopped coming to see them, and right, they've got no one. They got no one, right? And they're just so grateful for the opportunity and some of their stories. You just sit there and listen, and they'll, like a fire hose, they'll let loose with all their stories. That's, you know, fantastic stuff,
And
guys.
also what I want to say, if go out, have the conversation, and if you are younger, I highly recommend to volunteer at either a retirement community, a retirement
Great.
facility, because the stories
Absolutely.
that are shared are worth gold.
That's what this show's all about.
Absolutely.
That's why it's here, because one of the people I recently interviewed about probably 2 months ago now, he was an 83-year-old. He looked about 40, by the way, an 83-year-old personal trainer to the Hollywood stars, and he was an
There you go.
awesome guy. I say he looks about bloody 40. It was awesome, and the knowledge
Yes.
that came out of this man, man, it blew me away. You know, and I learned each and every one of my guests, I learned something, guys. That's what this is all about. So don't forget to
Yes.
like and subscribe to this channel and meet some of the interesting people. And even yourself, everyone's got a story, right? And no one I
Yes.
know has had a smooth I have never met anyone yet who's had a smooth transition. Everyone's had those hurdles and bumps. They're called life. And both Dharma
Yes.
and I have got the bruises to prove it.
Oh, yes. Every opportunity is an opportunity for something great. So when you have a challenge, it's not how you fall, it's how you get back up.
Yeah, I tell people, why be good when you can be great?
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. Tell me, what's the best way for our listeners, people watching and listening to this show, what's the best way to communicate with you and find out more about your wonderful work?
Well, the best way would be to find me on LinkedIn.
Yep.
Or Facebook. Those are the two best places, and just search for Dharma Funder.
Lovely. And by the way, guys, this will be all over Facebook and LinkedIn, and with all of Dharma's links. And she's always up for a chat, as you can tell. Reach out, have a chat to her. Cost you nothing to talk to this lady and see what she can help you, your partner, or someone you love. She's got all that experience behind her, and I'm sure she'll be able to open doors for you. So reach out to her. Before we wrap it up, Dharma, tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people don't know.
A fun fact about me is that I actually used to sing opera.
Wow, that's interesting.
Most people don't believe that.
In what capacity?
What do you mean? Opera? Stage?
Yeah, what were you doing? Were you a singer, a performer?
Nope, singer. I used to sing on stage, and my last performance was Figaro's Wedding.
Wow, that's a tough one. That one, yeah, pretty awesome.
No, I'm a mezzo soprano.
Right, wow.
So most people don't know that about me.
Fair enough.
Now
All
they
right.
do. So.
They do now. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. It's been awesome having Dharma on the show. If you want your 15 minutes of fame, you know what to do. Reach out, and more importantly, if you're in the wellness space and you want to know something about it, or you just want to collaborate and share ideas together, reach out to Dharma. She doesn't know it all, but she knows a lot, and she can certainly help. Thanks for being on the show today, Dharma. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.